This is just a quick look at my Steve Rogers private investigator Kitbash that I did yesterday. I've added now a fedora at the suggestion of someone on Reddit, and I think he's pretty close to close to perfect. Someone else on Reddit suggested a backstory for him, which is that at the end of World War II, if Captain America had not been lost in the ice for decades, only to be found later by the Avengers, he might have come back home, gotten out of the military, not become a superhero, but rather become a private investigator. And the idea of a private investigator with powers from the super soldier serum and the ethics of Steve Rogers, that's kind of a compelling idea. The Kitbash consists of, it's built on the Quicksilver body you see on the left. That is the Marvel Legends MCU Age of Ultron Quicksilver, which is one of my favorite MCU Marvel Legends still. I've kind of gone off of the MCU Marvel Legends, but I really do like that Quicksilver figure, and as a fun trivia fact, he was the first Marvel Legends figure to have drop-down hips. I don't like the drop-down hips, but he can claim that accomplishment on his resume. As for the Kitbash, the hat comes from the Indiana Jones Adventure series. It comes with short round, and it is a perfectly usable fedora for characters with relatively small heads, which the head that I have on this, which is the first MCU Marvel Legends attempt at a Chris Evans head sculpt, is a relatively small head because the MCU Marvel Legends are scaled smaller than regular Marvel Legends. That head does not look good on full-size comic Marvel Legends, but on the teeny tiny little MCU Marvel Legends, and they're smaller, closer to a true 1/6 scale, that head works pretty good, and the hat works pretty good on it. The overcoat comes from the Mezco John Constantine. The shield comes from the Hasbro Marvel Legends Commander Rogers figure that came out 3 years ago. And the fists are from an unknown character. I don't know where I got those from, because when I have extra hands, I just throw them in my hand fodder bin. So, and I try to keep them separated out by pairs. My hand fodder bin has little compartments in it. So, generally, I try to limit it to, each little section. I have multiple sets of hands, but, one could be a pair of purple energy hands, and one could be a pair of Caucasian hands, one could be a pair of African American hands. Just try to make it so that I can keep the pairs together so that they don't get messed up, because Hasbro is very bad at having consistent skin tones from character to character, which I guess is, more reflective of reality and biology. But it makes it tough sometimes when you're trying to kitbash and you can't get the skin tones to match. So I do try to stay ahead of that by keeping them sorted as best I can in my fodder bin. And we'll get Pietro out of there. You didn't see that coming, did you? To leave us with our Steve Rogers private investigator figure. I think that looks pretty good. Kind of film noir take on Steve Rogers / Captain America. And I think I've mentioned this before, but this head sculpt, while it looks nothing like Chris Evans, I think that it looks quite a bit like the actor Diego Klattenhoff, who played Agent Wrestler on The Blacklist, the NBC TV series with James Spader, just to bring it back to Age of Ultron again. Now that makes... I hadn't thought of that, but that's kind of an eerie resonance, that it's built on an Age of Ultron body, and James Spader was in Age of Ultron playing Ultron. And I think that the character looks like somebody who spent a lot of time with James Spader on The Blacklist, the face sculpt, because it looks like the actor Diego Klattenhoff, who is on a new TV series called The Borderline. It's a Canadian crime drama series. I watched the first episode just because Diego Klattenhoff was in it, and I always liked him on The Blacklist, and the show kind of sucks. So, you can take a look at that for yourself and make your own decision, but... yeah, that sort of look of determination and that sort of all-American boy next door look, that to me, I mean, I see why that they picked that for a sort of generic-looking, not Chris Evans, Steve Rogers. I I don't know when they made this head if they didn't have the licensing rights to Chris Evans' likeness at that point. They've certainly done much better since then, but to me, this is just Agent Wrestler from the Blacklist, really, the look of the face. But with the fedora, again, suggested by somebody on Reddit, and the backstory of, he's sort of a what-if alternate universe Steve Rogers who came back from World War II and became a hard-boiled film noir private investigator. Every once in a while I do a Kitbash that sticks and stays this way in my collection and doesn't get taken apart and dismantled. And I think I'm going to keep this this way for a while. I think it looks pretty cool. I like it, and I'm happy with it. And that's basically the story of my Steve Rogers Private Investigator Kitbashed sort of custom put together action figure. If you like this video or any of my content, please do leave a like on the video. If you have any questions or comments, feel free to leave me a comment. Subscribe to the channel and ring the notification bell so that you get notified anytime I upload something new. And if you think you know somebody who really needs to see what a Private Detective Steve Rogers action figure would look like, please share it with them and let them know what about this amazing discovery that you've made. That'll do it for this edition of Action Figure Obsession. Appreciate you stopping by, and I will see you on the next one, sweetheart.